Some mornings, you just know it's going to be one of those days. The kind where you wake up, look out the window, and realize that Mother Nature has her own plans for your schedule. Today is one of those days, and as we pull up to the site, the reality of what lies ahead starts to sink in, literally. July 18th, 2025, was exactly that. The calendar said summer, but the ground told a different story. Overnight, a relentless downpour had transformed our worksite into a muddy obstacle course. We're in the heartland, tasked with building a 6-acre pond, but after 3 inches of rain, the site is a muddy mess. What was supposed to be a straightforward dig now looks more like a swamp than a construction zone. The ground is so saturated, every step feels like walking on a waterbed. Boots disappear with every stride, and the mud clings to everything, threatening to pull you down if you stand still too long. Our goal, dredge out a new cove, adding another acre to the pond. It's a big job, even on a dry day. But today, the real challenge is just getting our machines to the right spot without getting stuck. But the rain turned dirt into a heavy, goopy slurry, hard to scoop, harder to drive over. Every bucketful weighs more than usual, and the machines groan under the strain. Every machine track sinks deep, threatening to trap even the toughest equipment. It's a constant battle between horsepower and the relentless grip of the mud. Today's real challenge isn't just moving earth, it's managing the mud. Every decision, every maneuver has to be calculated. One wrong move and you're not just delayed, you're stuck for hours, maybe longer. We have to plan every move or risk getting stuck. The team gathers around, boots caked in mud, studying the ground and mapping out the safest routes for the heavy equipment. Communication is key. Everyone needs to know the plan, and everyone needs to be ready to adapt. Even driving a loaded truck is a high-stakes operation. One wrong move, and you're buried. The drivers inch forward, eyes scanning for the firmest ground, hands tight on the wheel, ready to react if the truck starts to sink. As the sun tries to break through, we huddle up, ready for a long, dirty day. Spirits are high, but everyone knows it's going to take grit and teamwork to get anything done today. The air is thick with damp earth and diesel. The smell of wet soil mixes with the rumble of engines, creating a soundtrack that's equal parts challenge and opportunity. We're not just digging a pond, we're taming a landscape, one bucket at a time. Every scoop is a small victory, a reminder that progress is possible, even when the odds are stacked against you. The challenge is part of the job, and part of the fun. There's a certain satisfaction in overcoming what nature throws at you, in finding a way forward when the path is anything but clear. Out here, you learn to respect the mud, to work with it instead of against it. Every day brings a new lesson, a new story to tell. Time to fire up the iron and show this mud who's boss. The day is young, the job is big, and we're just getting started. On a site like this, your crew isn't just the people in hard hats. It's the heavy machinery, each one a specialist with a unique job to do. These machines are the backbone of any major construction project, working in harmony to tackle the toughest challenges the site throws at them. Every piece of equipment brings its own strengths, and together, they form a team that's greater than the sum of its parts. The Volvo EC 220 excavator is our nimble workhorse. It's designed for precision and agility, making it perfect for delicate tasks in soft, unstable ground where a heavier machine might get bogged down. Its advanced hydraulics and responsive controls allow operators to dig, lift, and move material with incredible accuracy, even in the stickiest mud. When the ground firms up, we call in its big sibling, the Volvo EC 350. This machine is all about raw power and capacity. With a larger bucket and a stronger frame, the EC 350 can move massive amounts of earth in a single pass, making it ideal for bulk excavation and heavy lifting. It's the muscle of the operation, ready to take on the biggest loads. The Cat D7 dozer is our land shaper, the machine that transforms rough terrain into a workable surface. It grades haul roads, levels work pads, and keeps the site accessible for the rest of the crew. Its wide blade and powerful tracks let it push through mud, rocks, and debris, creating order out of chaos. When deep ruts threaten to slow us down, the D7 steps in. Its blade smooths out the worst sections, filling in holes and leveling the path so trucks and excavators can keep moving. Without the dozer, progress would grind to a halt every time the weather turns. And then there's the articulated dump truck, a 6-wheel drive, off-road beast built to haul mud, rock, and debris where no regular truck could ever hope to go. Its massive tires and powerful engine let it power through the deepest muck, carrying heavy loads across terrain that would stop anything else in its tracks. The secret to its success is the articulating joint in the middle. This unique design keeps all 6 wheels planted firmly on the ground, even when navigating the worst ruts and uneven surfaces. It bends and flexes with the terrain, ensuring stability and traction no matter how rough the ride. The dump truck is the lifeline of the operation, shuttling earth from the dig zone to the fill zone, trip after trip. Without it, material would pile up and progress would stall. Its reliability and capacity keep the entire site moving forward day in and day out. Together, this iron crew, excavators, dozers, and dump trucks work in perfect coordination, turning a muddy, chaotic site into a finished project. It's teamwork on a massive scale, and it's what makes the impossible possible. The Volvo 220 starts the day with a task that's as much about finesse as it is about power, removing the old dam's grass and thick vegetation with careful, deliberate movements. This isn't just routine site prep, it's the first crucial step in transforming the landscape, and it sets the tone for everything that follows. The operator's job is to strip away years of growth without disturbing the soil beneath, ensuring a clean slate for the work ahead. We can't just bury organics, they'd rot and weaken the new dam. Every clump of grass, every root, and every bit of decaying plant matter has to be removed. If left behind, these organics would eventually decompose, creating voids and soft spots that could compromise the dam's strength and stability. It's a painstaking process, but it's absolutely essential for building something that will last. The operator uses the bucket and hydraulic thumb like a giant, precise hand, peeling back the green carpet in long, unbroken strips. It's almost surgical, the way the machine lifts the sod, keeping it intact so it can be hauled away cleanly. This method not only speeds up removal, but also keeps the underlying soil undisturbed, which is critical for the next phase of construction. It's methodical, demanding skill and a delicate touch. The operator must constantly adjust the controls, responding to subtle changes in the ground and the resistance of the roots. One wrong move could gouge the soil or leave behind hidden organics, so every pass is made with care and attention. Once stripped, the 220 shifts to a new challenge, digging the new cove right into the soupy, rain-soaked earth. The recent storms have turned the ground into a muddy mess, making every scoop a test of both machine and operator. The mud clings to the bucket, and the ground shifts under the excavator's weight, demanding constant vigilance. The first step is to build a small earthen barrier, a temporary berm to keep water at bay and create a dry workspace. This berm acts as a shield, holding back the runoff and giving the crew a fighting chance against the elements. It's a simple structure, but it's vital for keeping the site manageable as the digging continues. Then, it's time to scoop out the muck and load the waiting dump truck. Each bucketful is heavy, wet, and unpredictable. The operator has to judge the weight and balance of every load, making sure not to spill or overload the truck. It's a rhythm of dig, lift, swing, and dump, repeated over and over, each cycle moving the project forward. Each load is a challenge. The wet material wants to slide right out of the bucket, threatening to spill before it reaches the truck. The operator must tilt and maneuver the bucket just right, keeping the mud contained until the perfect moment to release it. It's a dance of timing and control, especially when the ground is slick and the weather unpredictable. Loading is slower, but the lighter machine is less likely to get stuck. In these conditions, brute force isn't the answer, finesse and patience are. The operator moves deliberately, always aware of the risk of sinking into the mud. Sometimes it's better to take it slow and steady than to rush and risk a costly mistake. The 220's long reach lets it work from firmer ground, keeping the operation moving even when the center of the site is a quagmire. By staying on solid footing, the machine avoids getting bogged down, and the crew can keep making progress no matter how challenging the conditions. Sometimes slower and smarter beats bigger and faster. On a site like this, it's not just about horsepower. It's about experience, judgment, and the steady hands of a skilled operator. Every move is calculated, every load is measured, and every decision is made with the long-term strength of the dam in mind. While the excavator digs, the Cat D7 dozer brings order to chaos. Its job take the dump truck's wet, lumpy loads and shape them into smooth, graded piles. The dozer pushes tons of earth, blending new material into the landscape and creating gentle slopes. But its most critical role is road maintenance, blading the haul road smooth after every truck pass. Without constant attention, the road would become impassable even for our six-wheel drive truck. The dozer operator is the unsung hero, keeping the whole operation moving. The D7's engine is a constant, reassuring rumble, a reminder that no matter how messy it gets, we can always clean it up. The dozer is the foundation of our productivity. The articulated dump truck is the real star in these muddy conditions. Its articulation joint lets it twist and flex, keeping all 6 tires gripping through the worst ruts. 6-wheel drive is essential. Lose it, and you're stuck. The tailgate keeps soupy mud from sloshing out on the bumpy ride. The driver's job is to cycle back up to the excavator, get loaded, then crawl through the mud to the dump site. It's not about speed, just steady, relentless progress. At the dump site, the bed lifts, the tailgate unlatches, and the load slides out with a wet splat. The empty truck returns for another round. This cycle repeats all day. The dump truck is the project's circulatory system. Without it, we'd be dead in the water. Once the machines are in sync, the job settles into a steady rhythm. The excavator digs and piles mud, waiting for the dump truck's return. As soon as the truck's in place, the excavator loads it. 10 or 12 scoops per trip. Every load counts. We get paid by the yard, and the client expects 20,000 cubic yards moved. The dump truck's round trip sets the pace for everyone. While it's gone, the excavator cleans up and the dozer blades the road. The truck's return signals the next cycle. Dig, load, haul, dump, repeat. It's the heartbeat of the project. By midday, we've found our groove, working like a well-oiled, muddy machine. The growing pile of earth is proof of our progress. Working in mud means knowing the tricks that keep things moving. If you load wet muck straight into the truck, it sticks. So we start with a layer of drier dirt at the tailgate. That dry layer helps pull the sticky mud out when dumping. The excavator also lays down drier dirt to create stable paths for its tracks. Haul roads get chewed up fast, so we rotate routes, using one while others rest and dry. When all paths are too soft, the dozer blades them smooth, resetting the field. Sometimes a track pops off the excavator, mud and rocks force it loose. Fixing it is dirty work. Lift the machine, pry the track back on, and get moving. Delays happen, but knowing how to handle them keeps the job on track. In mud, adaptability is everything. As the sun dips, there's a final push to finish strong and prep for the weekend. The last hour is critical. Machines need to be shut down on time and the site left in good shape. The day's finale breaching the cofferdam. The excavator digs into the earthen wall, letting water pour into the new cove. A satisfying moment. The last truckloads move the wettest material to high ground so it can drain over the weekend. The dozer makes final passes, smoothing ruts and leaving the field tidy. By day's end, we've moved over 900 cubic yards, 2/3 of the new cove done. The machines are parked, engines quiet. We take a moment to appreciate what we've accomplished. Driving away, there's a deep sense of satisfaction. We started with a field of mud and ended with a transformed landscape. Every truckload was a small victory over the elements. This work is a blend of brute force and careful strategy, power and finesse. The results are immediate. A new cove, a growing pond, a mark left on the land. It's tough, dirty, and challenging, but incredibly rewarding. We fought the mud and won, and we'll be back Monday to do it all again.